I'm just trying to make sure that this is done. Save. Okay. Just a minute, friends, just to make sure that everything is working perfectly well. All right. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining this live session. I see. Okay. I see Sweetness Dube is already typing in her topic, which is really interesting. I think. Okay. Sound is gone. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me, please? If you can hear me, let me know so that we make sure that the audio is coming up well. I see. Oh, now you're muted. Okay, why am I muted? I'm not sure. My Shafundo is saying that I'm muted. Can anybody hear me? Okay, it's back. Okay. Thank you, Teboho. Yes, okay. Excellent. Thank you very much, everyone. Welcome, everyone. And yes, unfortunately, I can't see your faces, so please just bear with me that you can see mine. Okay. Thank you very much, Zivanai. Okay, how is everybody in Zoom? Okay, so remember, today's task is very simple. Today's task is this. I want to demonstrate using some of the available databases how you can explore them to your own advantage, making sure that you get as many scholarly written articles as possible. So that's the whole purpose of today's session. So today's session is just to make sure that you explore the databases such that you get as many articles as possible. And this is just a follow-up to the family meeting we had on Friday, where I promised that we will have a live YouTube session and we will demonstrate how this happens. So I just want you to follow me. The beauty of this is that it's going to be recorded on YouTube. So as many people that miss it, they can come back, to join us. Please don't forget to retweet, to let people know that we are already in business and we are already cracking it, as the case may be. So I see quite a few people have donated their topic. A few others last week or on Friday donated their topic. All right. So let me just quickly start off this way. Let me go to. I just want to share the screen. Now I'm coming here because I want you to see what is going to play out, because we're already starting the whole exercise. We don't need to delay further. Okay. Now, so I'm here right now on Google Scholar. Okay. I'm here right now on Google Scholar, and I want you to follow me carefully on some of the things that I will be doing. So I just want to go back to check some of the the people that have donated their topic. Okay, so you donated your topic. I see Sweetness Sweetness donated her topic, understand the drivers of gender wage gap and women labor participation in an international trade context, focusing on exporting firm in South Africa. Okay, so Sweetness, I'm not sure if this is your complete topic or something. So perhaps why not you restructure the topic such that I'll be able to break it apart? Because my number one responsibility here is to come up with keywords. Okay, and if you already have your topic and you have your keywords ready, please feel free to send it across in the chat section of the YouTube channel, so that we use that again, to generate as many articles as possible. So let me look at what Zephaniah. Okay, let me make sure that I don't miss. Okay, so Ati is saying my topic is causes of project failure in public sector construction of Ghana. Okay, so let me start with that of Ati, for instance. So I'm going back to Google Scholar, and I'm looking carefully. If I go back to your work for your topic, for instance, Ati, I'm looking at the topic, and the central issue for me here is let's take it to be accountability, public sector accountability. Okay, so I'm putting that. All right. So, Ati, you see what I'm doing here right now. And this is just the first thing that I will always do when I'm on a database like Google Scholar. So I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at, for instance, the dynamics of public sector accountability. Again, I want to race back to your topic to find out, okay, with respect to your topic, he's saying project failure in public sector. So I'm saying, okay, public sector accountability. I'm just taking that for a start. And I look at all this. Now, beside these titles of these articles, beside the titles, I'm interested in these people whose names are underlined. Okay, beside the title, I'm interested in these people whose names are what? Are underlined. Why? Because these people will give me a good understanding of their research area of interest. They will show me clearly that this is an area that they are vested in when it comes to research. So I am putting public sector accountability, I'm defining it, I'm putting inverted comma on it, okay, and I'm giving a space, okay, and I'll say, okay, another one is project failure, another inverted comma, okay, and I say enter. Can you see what is happening here, Ati? So he's saying accountability in the public sector, lessons from Challenger's tragedy, modernization of failure, IT development. So if you look at this first one, for instance, I am seeing Romzek and Jubinik, their names are underlined. That's one. I am seeing this journal title where this article is published. That's number two. So you see some of the things that I'm keenly interested in on Google Scholar. Then, for instance, I want to define the range to say, okay, I want articles from 2015 to 2022, and I click on search. So what has happened here, Ati, and for as many of you that are watching what I'm doing right now, is that I have restricted the number of years for articles that have been published in the area that I am interested in. So when I do this, I now come back again to see, okay, are there recent articles that I will pick up that I will be interested in? Now, if I go back quickly again and I say, okay, I am interested in this article in particular, especially the authors. If I click on the name of Romzek, I want you to see what is going to happen. Now, Ati, can you see what is happening here? So Barbara is a professor of public affairs at American University. Okay, and I'm interested in her research area of interest: public administration, accountability, non-profit management, government reform. So if I click on public administration, for instance, This is going to bring me to the established authorities all over the world who have published one thing or the other on public administration. So if you look at all these names, James Wilson, Guy Peters, Rhodes, Perry, you look at the fact that somebody is being cited almost 73,000 times. Almost 73,000 times. What is this telling you? That when you start to read articles that are published by these people, your supervisor will not query you. Your supervisor will not be asking, whose articles are you reading? Now, the interesting thing here is that if you look at these guys, you see public administration, all there, because that is their research area of interest. So if I click on public administration, for instance, and I click on the name of James, because one of his research area of interest is public administration, I want to look at any of his publications that deals with what? Public administration, within the context of project failures or accountability. Has he done anything relating to that? So I will scroll through and I'll be looking at any of his publications in terms of journal titles that speaks to project failure or public accountability. So I will click on show more. With the show more, I will keep scrolling down carefully and reading his publications. Again, because we want to cover as many people as possible, we will not be deeply vested on which of his article, but I'm just showing you some of the things that you will have to do when it comes to these databases. Now I'm going back again, still on this Google Scholar. I'm going back again, and what I'm doing right now is I will look carefully at, for instance, say maybe accountability in public sector, which was the person we started from, Barbara. And when I click this, I want to, for instance, read the abstract. So from the abstract, I will have an understanding of what the article is all about. Now, once I am satisfied with what the abstract is saying, that this is an article that I'm interested in, I want to go to related articles. So you might not see it clearly here, so let me go back. So if I come back here, I want to see the related articles. Can you see? Once I click on related articles, look at the number of articles it's bringing my way. So in other words, these articles are one way or the other related to public accountability. That's number one. If I go back again and I say, I'm seeing one that talks about modernization or failure. If I click on, for instance, related articles, you see, it's going to show me when it comes to modernization or failure within the context of IT development. Now it's restricting it to UK public sector. So actually, what I'm simply demonstrating here is for you to understand how robustly you can use Google Scholar. So I'm taking it, one step at a time, so that you will see some of the beautiful things that Google Scholar can do for you. Now, I will show you these few things. Let me show you this one that says cite. If you see this article, for instance, and you have, for example, downloaded it in the PDF format, and then you feel like, I don't want to start typing the citing, you just click on this site. It gives you all the possible citation styles, from MLA to APA to Chicago to Harvard to Vancouver. And even if you want to export any of these to your referencing platform, be it EndNote, Biblex, RefMan, RefWorks, you can do that. But if, for instance, you want to cite using Harvard, all you just need to do is just click on this. You right click, you copy, and you go put it in the Word document somewhere there. So you don't necessarily have to type in manually. So that's on that. Now, I want to show you another very interesting thing. And actually, I'm going to go back to your topic again, but let me start from here first. So if I go to matrix, you see, I'm clicking on these three lines and I'm going down to matrix. Or before I even get to matrix, let me go back. So if I click on these three lines, I can create an alert on Google Scholar. And this alert is such that will allow me, okay, so for every scholarly written article that is published in a defined area, the alert will allow me to receive notification that, hey, an article has been published. Wherever journal it has been published. So if it's an article that I'm interested in, what happens? I will pick it up from there. Okay, now if I now go to matrix, and this is where I want you to watch something very important. So I'm clicking on matrix. Okay, so if I click on matrix and I click on view all, now I want you to see something that is happening here. You see categories. Okay, now under categories, you have the different categories: business, economic management, chemical and material sciences, engineering and computer science, health and medical sciences, humanity, literature and art, life sciences and earth sciences, physics, mathematics, social sciences. So actually, let's say for instance, your study is in the area of social sciences. If I click on social sciences, okay, and I want to pause there, this is showing me the top 20 journals. The top 20 journals that deals with social sciences related research publications. These are the topmost 20 journals that deal with social sciences related research publications. So the point here is that when you are reading articles from any of these journals, you know that you are not reading information from a predatory journal or whatever the case may be. That's another thing that I want to show you here. Now, if you click on these subcategories, can you see what has happened with these subcategories? Now, with these subcategories here now, you see the different options. And what these different options are simply showing you is that, for instance, Ati, your study could be in the area of development economics. Or let's look at public policy and administration. So if we're looking at public policy and administration, if I click on this, I want you to see something that is going to happen here now. Can you see? These are the topmost 20 journal titles where anything relating to public policy and administration are published. What does this tell you? That when you are reading scholarly written resources, you are also keeping an eye on the journal title. To say, as far as this journal title is concerned, okay, as far as this journal title is concerned, is it among the topmost journal titles where articles relating to public policy are published? These are very important things that you must bear in mind. Okay, now the irony of it, and I'm going to stop sharing quickly, before I move on. I just want to make sure that I keep an eye on the YouTube. Thank you again so very much, everyone that has joined in. I'm just showing you what Google Scholar can do for you, how best you can utilize it to your advantage. Okay, this is very important. This is something you can take huge advantage of. Okay, how do we check the quality of the journal in which these articles are published? Okay, so let me go back. Okay, I will share again. Okay, let me go back and share again based on your question, Sweetness. So you're looking at the H5 index. Okay, the H5 index and the H5 median, and you're looking. So before I go there, let me just take you back. So if I click on this now, look at what it says. The H5 index is the H index for an article published in the last 5 complete years. It is the largest number H in which the article published between 2016 and 2020 have at least have H citation. So you want to see the quality. You're looking at what? The number of citation. So this number of citation 57 is not necessarily saying it has been cited 57 times. It is giving you the idea of the frequency of the citation. The average, which is the H5 median, the average time this journal title has been cited in the last 5 years is 82 times. Can you see? If you look at public administration review, it has been cited, the average time it has been cited is 108 times. So the information you're looking at here, Sweetness, is such that gives you an idea of the number of times the article has been cited. Now, you will agree with me that for an article to have been cited, that means it is relevant, it is useful, it is contributing to knowledge, it is authentic, it is reliable, it is credible. Okay, so these are the things you take note of when you are going through the scholarly written articles. Which journal titles publish these articles? And why am I sharing this? Because at a point in time, you are also keeping your eye on the journal titles. You're making sure that as far as these journal titles are concerned, these are the places where you will find credible information relating to what? My research area of interest. So each journal title have got their scope. They've got their area of focus. They are not just all over the place. So these are the things that will keep you in what? In check, to make sure that you are not reading out of focus. All right. So I have just shown. I think we dealt with that of Ati, for instance. Okay. Let me see quickly who else has got. Okay, Damilola. I will come to you. Shafundino Kamakela, investigating the usage of technology analytics in mitigating supply chain risk, focus on FCMG. Interesting. So Shifandino, if I go to your topic, for instance, and I look at this, if I, for the sake of argument, if I take technology innovation and supply chain, if I take these two as my central focus in terms of searching, remember what I told you about keywords. You make sure you generate the appropriate keyword. So I'm going to go back again and share the screen so that I show you what I'm going to do. And I'm talking about Shafundigo now. Sorry, I hope I got your name correctly. So I'm going back. Shafundino. Okay, so Shafundino, I'm going back to Google Scholar. Okay, so I'm looking at, and I'm going back to the beginning again, and I'm saying, okay, inverted technology innovation, okay, and another inverted again, supply chain, okay. I click on this. Now, I want you to see something that is happening here now. Okay, something interesting is happening here now. And you see, very interesting. This is an article, okay, information technology and supply chain structure, adopting new technology for supply chain management. Now, again, I'm seeing that, okay, this was published 2000, and I want to, keep it as close as possible. So I'm saying, make it 2015 to 2021, for instance, and I click on this. So can you see? The supply chain has no clothes. Technology adoption of blockchain for supply chain transparency. Smart supply chain management, a review and implication of future. You see, this is 2018, this is 2016. Industry 4.0, a supply chain innovation perspective. This is 2020. So, Shafundino, you see, we are sitting with very recent scholarly written articles right in front of us. Again, we are looking at supply chain, and we can say, okay, if we go back and say to our metrics, okay, we go back to our metrics, and I click on view all, and I come to category, and I say, okay, under supply chain, I think supply chain should fall under no, it should fall under what's it called now, business, economic, and management. So under that, we're looking at now, okay, I'm seeing, okay, accounting, okay, strategic management, international business. Okay, so it's not necessarily coming up under business. So I'm going back again to say, okay, let me go to social sciences. So under social sciences, I'm looking for supply chain. Okay, I'm looking for supply chain, and I'm not seeing supply chain here. So now the challenge now is, what is so closely related to supply chain? Okay, in terms of its subcategory. So this is where critical thinking becomes very important. Okay, and why am I saying this? Because at some point, you will have to look at something that is so close to what you are looking for and say, okay, well, this is close, I can make use of this. All right, so if I come back to the categories, for instance, okay, and I say, okay, if I'm not seeing it under business, economic, and management, which is a bit strange, I can come back, and I want you to see what I'm doing here now, Shafundino. I can come back. You see, I'm coming back to something here and look at it. Can you see? I'm looking at this article. This article was published under the journal Logistics. I'm seeing another article, International Journal of Logistics. So if I run back to my matrix now and say, okay, with my matrix, I click on view all, and I click on, okay, categories, and I say, under social sciences, can I find? So again, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the subcategories of logistics. Again, I'm not seeing it. Okay, but that is not to mean that we can give up. Okay, it's just to show you that when it comes to Google Scholar, it has its limitations. It is not as robust as other scholarly written or other databases. Google Scholar has its own fair share of limitations. But when you're looking at some of the robust things it can do for you, these are the things that I'm just showing you now. So, Shafundino, if I come back here now and I look at these two guys, for instance, I look at Francisco and I click on him. Can you see? Francisco is well into supply chain management. Well into it. You see, all of his publications, supply chain. Now, if for any reason you cannot access any of these articles, another very beautiful thing that Google Scholar has just simply done for you is that you can directly email the author. Why? Because the information is there. So you know that he's in University of North Florida. If you click on this, it takes you to the homepage of University of North Florida. Or even if it's not taking you to the homepage, you simply copy University of North Florida and you go look for Christopher Francisco. Why? Because you have seen one of his articles that has become very important to your study, and you want him to do you that favor of sharing the PDF copy of the article with you. It's a win-win. You are going to cite him, his citation is going to increase, you will get the article that you want for your research. So this is why it becomes really important, not just to treat these databases just, like any other thing. And if you see what I'm doing here, clearly, I am not typing the whole of your topic. I am looking carefully at your topic and I'm selecting the central issue that I have twisted to become what? Keywords. And I'm using the Boolean definition to do what now? To put the inverted comma So these are things you must bear in mind. If I click on Swanson, for instance, okay, you see Swanson is into logistics, is into transportation and information technology, the two central issues that I've plugged into my Google Scholar to look for what? For articles. So you're looking at this and you're scrolling down to look at his publications and see which of his publications catches your attention. Okay, which of his publications catches your attention that you are interested in using or reading to do what now? To develop whether the conceptual or theoretical framework of your thesis or literature review chapter of your thesis or even result and discussion section of your thesis. So you are taking advantage of the information that is provided before you. Okay, and you are also paying attention to the journal titles where these articles are published. Why? Because at some point in time, you will want to go straight to these journal titles. So for instance, Journal of Business Logistics, you copy this, okay? You copy this, you come to another page and you say, okay, Mr. Google, this is where you become useful. You put this here. There we go. So you are seeing scholarly articles for business, Journal of Business Logistics. Here they are. Then you say, okay, let me show you what Olu will do. Can you see? Supply chain. Say plus supply chain. So I have again restricted that every article published under the Journal of Business Logistics that has supply chain in it, bring it out for me. Again, I can come back here to say, okay, bring it out for me, but please don't give me old articles. Restrict it to what? Between 2015 and 2018. There we go. So can you see the robustness that comes with using these databases? And I promise you, friends, colleagues, as many of you that are on this YouTube live right now, this is one of the list of my favorite databases. But I'm still showing you the power, the potency it's got in what? In getting you articles that you can use for your study. So you see the reason why when you tell me there are no articles relating to your research, I will tell you it's simply because you have not generated the right keyword. If you generate the right keyword, you will get more than enough articles. And that's the simple truth. That's the simple truth. So let's move on. Let's move on quickly. Let's see who else we can help provide solutions to. So Shafundino, I've just shown you a few things. The good thing is that this is being recorded on my YouTube channel, so you can always come back, watch it, play around, and explore as much as possible to your own advantage. So Damilola's topic is development and characterization of salt hydrate phase change material for thermal energy storage application. Okay, so